Hey guys, welcome to TCT time! Yay! So today, as you may notice, we're a little bit cramped in here. It's because we wanted to get 5 people in this video. It's unprecedented. Woo! Yay! And the reason is because we wanted to talk about what it's like growing up as a teenager in Japan versus other countries. So we've got a few different countries representatives here. We've got Daniel representing Taiwan and Judy representing Japan and the US.
Yay!
Yeah. And me representing Canada. I was there until I was 18. And then we have Hiro representing Japan, born and raised, and Shiori representing Japan as well, so we can get another girl's opinion.
Hi.
Yay! Welcome our members. This will be clapping before anything has begun. Well, I wanted to, I think that there would be quite a few differences. And maybe we should start with what it's like in Japan as a teenager. Like, for example, can you do part-time jobs? I know that's something that I did when I was in high school. Maybe you guys as well. Were you working in the US part-time?
I did tutoring job when I was in high school.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What is that?
家庭教師.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, but a lot of my friends did do some, apparel shop, part-time, stuff like that. So
that's a common one.
yeah.
Same in Canada. Lots of people working at shops, and also I worked at a bakery slash. It was an Italian bakery slash supermarket.
Did you bake?
I didn't get to bake. No, you need to be like an actual baker to but I was helping to sell the actual breads and cakes. It was really fun. I was the only Asian there. It's great. How about you? Were you working part-time?
So in Taiwan, like until 16, you cannot do any part-time job until 16. So, but like when I was 16, it was high school, right? And my parents want me to focus more on my schoolwork.
Yeah.
So I didn't really do part-time job when I was in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that similar in Japan?
For my case, it depends on which school you're going to. If you go
that's
to
true.
public school, and maybe you allow you to do the part-time job. But if you are in a private school, I don't know why, but of course depends on the school. But most likely they are not allowed you to do part-time job.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. That kind of true. Like, cause the public school is like based on some kind of religious thing. It's like
Public?
so like private.
Private.
So, Buddhist like for example, so Buddhist school like you have to like focus on study and also like you have to study for like those religious things. So that's why you can't have a time to do a part-time job in high school. Yeah.
I see, but public schools it's okay. You can.
Yeah. It depends on
Each school has their own rules, so really depends. But my case was that my private school didn't allow you to do. So if you, but of course there are some kids sneaky doing the part-time job, and then one of my friends did a part-time job in McDonald's.
Oh,
And
in
then
McDonald's.
Teacher came. And she was
I like how that's like the rebellious thing.
Yes!
Doing a part-time job.
Secretly working.
but part-time job is sometimes necessary, right?
Right.
To help your own allowance or to help maybe the family.
Yeah.
It was sad. I couldn't do that, but my friends were founded by teacher, and then she needed to write the essay, the discipline,
To apologize for doing that?
and the cleaning.
And cleaning.
That's kind of
Japanese
not
way too.
extreme, but like
It seems
know.
over the top for what was done. Like
Yeah.
you're not committing a crime
Exactly.
or like really being that rebellious. Just working. Oh, interesting.
Hiro, how about
Yeah.
you? Did you do any part-time?
When I was in high school, not really, because I like usually Japanese high school are really like it depends on the student, but students in Japanese high school are really busy at their club activities. So for me, I did volleyball. When I played volleyball when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese club activities are really strict about like joge kanke, like
Seniority.
you have to
Kohai,
you have to be really polite to senior students, so you
Yeah.
can't do the job, and then also like they don't allow you to do a part-time job at all.
Yeah.
So you can't do, and then you have to focus on your cram activities. So you can't do that.
Really? So your senpai actually tell you that you cannot?
Yeah, so from like really, really old senpais.
Yeah.
But
They
they're
tell
really,
you.
really old, eh? Because teenager is only up to 18.
No, it's like
Very old, like
actually,
17.
How old are they?
no, it's like even like from alumni, they
Really?
the OG, yeah, alumni. They tell you not to do it. I mean, it's like a rules. So like go down. The rules going down.
Wow.
So like one by one, you're told not to do a part-time job, and then you have to focus on your club activities.
But how about basketball club boys? They can do part-time job?
Basketball, but
No, your volleyball team.
so schools actually it depends on the schools. So
Oh,
my
right.
high school is kind of really good school in my prefecture.
Ooh, nice.
It's really one of the prestigious schools in Osaka. So yeah, kind of
cool.
you know they have to focus on the club activities and also studies.
I see.
So yeah, it depends on the levels of the school.
I see.
Interesting. So there's a big variety based on
Yeah.
the schools in Japan, whether they're private or public, and each has
right.
their own. Each private school has their own like regulations for
But
working.
generally, we do club activities かな。
I see.
Yeah.
一応compulsory だけど、 most of people they do. I think 80 か
Like most of
70%.
people do their
Really?
part-time job after you get into college or
Yeah, yeah.
after
I
you-
see.
yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I see.
I mean, studying for university is intense here.
yes,
right?
that's true.
Going to Juku,
Yeah.
and I think to me, it seems like Juku is more intense than school.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
It is.
Because
seems
Juku,
like it.
want the students to succeed in getting into
Yeah.
university. So
More pressure.
they
Yeah.
make you study more than the schools.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
it's really-
Ooh, wow.
I'm
Yeah.
actually, one of the victims of that.
Oh, so yeah, I also wanted to ask about that kind of study culture because that's very different in Asia and also in Western countries. In Japan, so I also spent a lot of time teaching kids English in Japan. So it was at one of the schools, it was sort of like a juku or like a cram school type of situation. So they would come after school and then study for an hour to learn English. But for those kids that I've seen, it seemed like they do a lot of those kind of activities every day after school. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just studying English and that's my one extracurricular activity. It's like Monday I play tennis, Tuesday I do swimming, Wednesday I do basketball, Thursday I do English, Friday there's something else every day. So it's a really, I think maybe it's a modern day children's thing where they really have a lot of pressure to do something every day. Also, it's influenced by, I think, both parents working. So now it's another way of like childcare. They have to go to their lessons. But how was it when you guys were studying? Like, did you have to go to juku type of thing every day? What is it like? How often do you have to go?
I did playing piano.
Oh, yeah.
I did the swimming pool. I did the. I forgot.
Too many things.
I did juku.
Yeah.
But I did so many activities outside of school, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Was it like every day?
not every day. But I can't remember.
No, really? Blocking out some of those
I
memories?
remember, but the club activities are my
Yeah,
thing.
club activities.
I see. So not so much the cram school, but more extracurricular like lessons and
Yeah,
sports.
Juku it depends on what you want to study, I guess. If
Yeah.
you want to try to, if you have this high school or university, you want to try to enter, maybe you will. It doesn't matter which level you are. Maybe if you think that school study is not enough, maybe you are going to Juku to study extra.
I see.
But for me, club activity.
Interesting. And then you mentioned that you were doing a lot of juku.
Yes.
How often did you have to do
So
that?
like when I was in junior high school, I had 3 days in a week. So after school.
That's it. I went there 6 days a week. In high school, I even went there on Saturday, like in the morning.
And do you have school on Saturday
No,
too?
no.
Okay.
So I went to Juku cram school, but like usually from Monday to Friday, I had to go there. We finished school at 5:30, and then I had to go there from 7 to 9 or 9:30 every single day.
So you did that schedule from junior high to end of high school?
Junior high was not that bad. Junior high only like 4 days a week, but when I was in high school, that was like 6 days a week.
Right.
What do you study?
No, like mathematics, science, geography, like every
Everything.
single subject.
Yeah.
And now you're working for Tokyo Korea.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Sorry to
so that's
More creative.
kind of waste my parents'
field.
money.
Oh no!
But that's good. That's good. We need Daniel.
Yes. We need smart people in this company for sure.
So not only you.
Not only me, I would say like 70% of Taiwanese people, they go
Mm.
to cram school after school.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so intense.
Western culture, what?
The Western culture is like the complete opposite. I feel like I don't even think that cram school really exists. That concept of
Yeah, I guess
Going-
it's not cram school, it's more like tutoring.
tutoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's only if you need a little bit of extra help in a certain subject.
Yeah.
Like if you're not very strong in math, maybe you get a math tutor who comes to your house and like helps you with.
Yeah.
That's my impression of extra additional study in Canada, probably the US as well.
Yeah, I went to college prep school for junior and high school. It was the same school. So it might have been a little bit different from maybe a public school, or different private schools. But because all of our studying was supposedly done at school, we should get all the information from school. So the extra studying that we did was mainly, self-studying or private tutoring that you said. Yeah, and the studying style is very, very different from East Asian cultures. Our school is a lot about like analyzing these historical facts or even tests. It's not about memorization, it's about applying your knowledge that you gain.
That's so different from us.
Yeah.
You guys are more.
Right.
We just like memorize all that stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, so I think that's why it takes longer maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's quite the same in Canada. There's more focus on probably discussion and
Yeah.
talking about history. So maybe the concept is to learn from history. So like why did that kind of thing happen, and then how do we apply that to our modern day situation. So I remember a lot of the tests in high school in Canada, sometimes there'd be dates that you need to remember, but the teacher would be nice and they'd be like, okay, so yeah, no dates. You don't need to really worry about dates. You don't need to worry about specific dates. Just know the information about what happened in these different events, historical events, and then be able to apply them to some kind of more analytical question. Or write an essay answer about it.
I see.
Yeah, so that's kind of the test style.
Yeah.
The date wasn't as important. It's it doesn't really matter the date, just know what happened and why.
Yeah.
Was the focus. I think.
Right.
For us, the day is wrong. You are wrong.
We get a lot of partial points for our tests.
Yeah.
Which is a lifesaver, but also, it could be subjective, right?
I wonder now though, are Western teachers a little bit more lenient than Asian teachers? They probably are. I don't even, while I'm saying it right now, I can tell the Asian teachers are a lot more strict, I think, and they'll mark really tough. Because my teachers at school, there were a lot of half points. It's
about the process.
Yes, you
Yeah.
kind of got that answer right. You're on the right track. Okay, that's a half a point. And then you still get some points at the end. But in Japan, I think it's
Yes.
it's wrong. It's even partially wrong. It's wrong.
Because do you show your work on tests?
I think
Or is it just the answer?
Hiro is from KO. I also applied the KO, but KO's the test is only one question when you try the test and then you need to write the 300分とかでさ you need to answer
300 minutes?
そうね
There's nothing like essays in Japanese entrance exams of both college and high schools.
Yeah.
But
So-
when you apply for university, there are some university trying to have that kind of.
Oh yeah, there's a way
Yeah.
called admission officer.
Admissions office, I think?
Admission. I
AO?
think
AO, yeah.
That's the way what Americans or Western people do. But mainly we have to memorize a lot of things and then like write it down, the correct answers in a certain minutes.
Yeah.
That's the way we do.
I guess the closest thing we have is the standardized testing for college, or we had AP exams.
AP, IB.
Yeah, AP, IB.
We also had IB in Canada.
But
Why is
there's it's like a entrance exam, or
Well, AP program and IB programs, they're like
different, right?
Yeah. Actually, apparently AP is only in the US or something.
Okay.
IB means International Baccalaureate. So it's kind of a program that you can find all around the world in different schools. And I think their level is just a little bit higher.
Yeah. APs are supposed to be entry level college courses. And it helps you get credits towards your college degree.
I see.
Yeah, but it helps you, you know, learn a lot more in like a in-depth. But those can have right or wrong answers because, you know, it's multiple choice. And but there's always an essay.
We had IB at my high school, but I didn't do it because I was taking actually the French immersion program, and you can't do both. I didn't get to do those kind of IB AP style tests. So I don't know about that very much.
Yeah.
But for those ones, you need to focus on dates, specific information.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of analysis involved. Yeah.
Interesting.
How about Taiwan though?
Yeah. How are the university entrance tests?
It depends on the subject, but I'll say most of the subjects are multiple choice. Yeah, so it was not that hard. Like, I mean, you can still guess the A, B, C, or D. Yeah.
There's no essay that you have to write?
We have English subject, and then we have to write essay for that.
So I'm getting the impression that Asia has sort of generally a similar education style. Korea, I've heard similar things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that.
Go to cram school almost every day. Some friends I knew in high school in Canada who were Korean, I think they said, I went to cram school like literally every day after school and sometimes before school.
Before school?
Like in the morning, and then go for a little bit, go to school, go to cram school again after, and then go home at like 9 p.m.-ish and then sleep for a little bit. Just sounds like such and you still have homework too. So it just sounds like so stressful, I can't even imagine. Yeah.
Bye.
But speaking of which, do you feel like you were able to enjoy your teenage years? Like, were you able to go out and have fun with friends? And, you know, in North America, I think a lot of teenagers are sort of starting to go into their party phase. It's kind of the impression I get. Like, there are high school parties. And they have, of course, like school dances. Where you were proms and stuff,
which are always fun.
Yeah. Do you guys have stuff like that?
No, we don't.
Compared to that, it's very Jimmy. Jimmy nani?
Boring.
It's not.
Maybe
Bland. Okay.
not as glamorous.
Yeah,
not as exciting.
Because my daily wake up, take train, club activity, study. Club activity. Eat karaage with my friends. Go back, study, sleep.
Oh,
This
that's
is my
it.
teenage.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah, eat karaage with my friend while I'm talking. The girls talk. 美味しかったね. And then, did you see? Maru-maru-kun did something and mita. That's pretty much
Girl
it.
stuff.
Talking about boys. Yeah. And eating karaage, like fried chicken after school.
Yeah, 100 yen, 100, you know.
Where do you buy it?
Convenient.
At the convenience store. Okay.
I think so. I was in Japan until 12 years old. I went to an international school, so it might be a little bit different experience, but the same thing is like with other Japanese school students are probably that I got to take the train going to school. I had more freedom in that sense, being able to see other, you know, Tokyo where I was living. Whereas in the US, when I moved to the US, my mom had to take me everywhere I wanted to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And they drive you places.
Exactly. Yeah.
Monday.
Because there's no public transportation system.
Oh, right.
At least in LA, public transport isn't that good.
I see.
So people drive everywhere?
Yeah. So you don't get your license until 16, which is pretty early. But yeah, until then, your parents drive you around, and when you hang out, you usually go to your friend's house.
Yes.
Which is nice because, you know, their parents cook for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bringing back so many memories. Yeah, I spent a lot of time at friends' houses growing up in Canada.
Yeah.
Like for lunch this is not teenage years, but in elementary school, you can go home for lunch if you live nearby. So we'd go to different friends' house for lunch every time, and then their moms would make us lunch, and then walk back to school.
What school?
This is like, we live kind of close to school, so you can go home for lunchtime and then go back.
You can take a nap.
Yeah, oh, if you want to. But when you're a kid, you don't really want to take a nap, I think. You just want to like play video games and then...
Now I know what kind of student she was like in high school.
Try to sleep. Yeah, so we did that. But in high school, yeah, you can go outside for lunchtime too. You can eat at the cafeteria or go somewhere. By 16 or so, many people are driving, so we like all get in the car. There was a mall nearby, so we go to the mall and go to the food
That was
court.
like the cool thing.
Yeah, go to the mall. Yeah.
Getting.
So different.
We're going shopping.
Yeah. How is it in lunchtime?
Lunchtime? No, we just stay in school because we might have like test in the afternoon or something.
Like a surprise test?
Yeah, like pop test or something. So,
Oh my god. Was that just your
so
school?
unlike you guys. No, because I was in private school, so I think most of private school, but public school was not that strict. So.
Oh my gosh, you have to, just in case there's a test, you're in at lunch, you're like going over your notes, eating and studying.
Around the table.
Oh, that's so intense.
That is really intense.
Preparation for cheating.
That is so intense.
Oh,
How was it in Japan for lunchtime?
Oh, just you have to stay in school.
Yeah.
So not for the test, but yeah, just like in terms of like, you know, safety. So like when students go out, then it might like cause problems, or we might be attacked by cars or something. So
Attacked by her, like, yes.
I don't know about the cars. So
Right.
that's
Bento? Did you bring
bento or going to cafeteria. Or when I was in junior high school, we served like kyushoku, served meal.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, so like.
So
Do you have the option? Sorry.
you go,
In junior high, when you have kyushoku, then you have to eat that. But like in high school, yeah, we can choose like either cafeteria or just obento made by my grandmother.
Oh, that's so sweet. Which is more common, I was wondering. Do most people bring a lunchbox, or do most people go to the cafeteria?
In my opinion, like, I guess a lot of people bring obento in high school.
The bento culture is amazing here.
It is.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean the effort that moms put in making the bento.
Every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not appreciate enough when I was young. Because I would get jealous of my friends who had like peanut butter sandwich. And then my mom would pack me this amazing lunch. And I think you were saying you had that experience.
Yeah,
too,
it was
right?
similar.
Yeah.
For me, though, it kind of started in elementary school.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's when I was going to school with other Canadian kids.
Yeah.
And then you can really see the difference in like what the other kids are eating. It's that lunchbox moment.
Yeah.
We were talking about it a bit earlier. But I didn't have like a crazy intense Japanese style lunchbox, but it was still a little bit Japanese style. My mom had a focus on like trying to make a balanced lunch with a little bit of vegetables, maybe some rice.
Yeah.
You know, like she was putting effort into it. But I would see the other kids, they have like peanut butter and jelly sandwich and apple and chips. And I was just like, oh, but that's what everyone's eating. That's what I don't want to have to like heat up my lunch, and it's so different. But you appreciate it later. Like it was actually a really good lunch.
The effort, the time. It takes a lot.
It does.
I want to hear more about the lunch story for other episodes.
Yes. We clearly have more to talk about.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to hear a little bit of what it's like to study in each different country during your teen years. And maybe we can talk a little bit more in another video about like, what we do for fun as a teenager, although because we've kind of run out of time in this video.
I don't think Daniel has much of that.
I'll tell you guys next time.
Maybe there's some secret wild stories in there. If you're studying so much, you rebel a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about our wild teenage stories in the next video.
Okay.
Great, well thank you so much for joining us, you guys. It was a really fun discussion and hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time!